Registered Phenomena Code 048. Object Class Alpha Yellow Utility. Hazard Types Gravitational Hazard. Containment Protocols. RPC-048 is to be contained in OL Site-048 with active, low-profile Delta ASF personnel. Due to RPC-048's remote location, minimal effort is required to mask its presence. A fence has been erected containing the land in a 5-km radius around RPC-048 under the guise of the Nature Reserve. Appropriate procedures for concealment include passive redirection and maintaining plausible deniability in the slim chance the discovery of OL Site-048 does occur. OL Site-048 maintains an active airstrip facilitating the main function of RPC-048, Protocol 048 XOR. This airstrip is located 1.6 km away from RPC-048 itself, the last leg traversed by road. Description: RPC-048 is a grotesque carving of a face, hewn from the surrounding natural stone, its mouth forming an internal passageway of indeterminable depth. It was discovered at 2.-56. A remote region of the Amazon rainforest, within the borders of Suriname. The level of erosion present was suggested to be over 8,000 years old. The surrounding area contains multiple additional statues, all of them smaller than RPC-048 to a varying degree, depicting sapient and animal figures in a similar style. Upon placing an object in the mouth of RPC-048, the anomalous effects are as follows. 1. A gravitational anomaly accelerates the object towards the interior of the cavern. 2. Having traveled approximately 18 meters into the passage, the object disappears in the opaque darkness. It is now classified as RPC-048-1. There are currently over 700 instances of RPC-048-1, catalogued with the 048 XOR phonetic designation system. At this stage, RPC-048-1 is undetectable by any means, and is within a heretofore unknown location, dimension, time period. 3. RPC-048 will begin to emit a low-frequency hum from within its interior. Until the humming stops, its gravitational effect is inactive, and it will not accept additional objects. 4. A code phrase is to be spoken at this point, by a speaker standing within the area encompassed by the surrounding statues. The code has no known limit to its length, but ends once the encoder remains silent for more than a half-second. To successfully encode an object, the encoder must be present. Recordings will not work. 5. After a successful performance of the preceding steps, RPC-048-1 can be reclaimed by reciting the code phrase that was spoken earlier in the sequence, or by playing a recording of the original encoding. Effective recitation of the code may be performed at any location. Once the code has been recited, RPC-048-1 materializes in the reciter's mouth, whereupon it may be expectorated with no further anomalous effects. The anomalous workings of RPC-048 have been utilized in Authority Containment Protocol 048 XOR. Addenda. Containment Protocol 048 XOR. This anomaly has been formally requisitioned by the Containment Solutions Department of the Authority as a means of storing small and low-risk objects. Code words for stored objects must be over 5 syllables long, must not contain any polysyllabic words, or grammatically arranged monosyllabic words, in any of the 10 most commonly spoken languages, and must be preceded by a wing designation. Exceptions apply to items stored in emergency access. Official written documentation of code words must be written in the International Phonetic Alphabet. Encoding of stored objects is to be performed by an on-site CSD class. Encoding of objects is to be recorded in audio format. In the case of a botched encoding, the recording will be played to recover the object for another try. Every stored object, and its code, is to be documented and cataloged. RPC-048 storage space has been divided into multiple wings, each one having a unique phonetic code. Wing designations are as follows: Deep Storage, Ip Den O Cha. Anomalous Objects, Blue, Der Tet. Mundane Objects, B Abe, Sio Wo. Emergency Access, Del, Co, Del, Co, Del, Co, Low. Level 4 Access. Level 5 Access. No objects larger than 80 by 80 by 100 mm are to be contained by 048 XOR. All objects are to be sanitized before being stored. No corrosive substances, biohazards, or sharp objects are to be contained without proper encapsulation. Living objects are not to be stored with the expectation of live recovery. Objects in emergency access are to be coded with the Delco wing designation, followed by a clear description of the object and a numerical designation. For example, Delco, Delco, Delco Low, Incendiary Grenade 5. Requests for object storage are to be filled with the Containment Solutions Department through Form 048-X2-R. Discovery Log. MST White Cane was deployed in Suriname to investigate reports of an anomalous object, described by locals as a voracious stone giant that hungrily consumes any object placed within it. After 9 days of penetrating the jungle, they came upon the site. The site contained numerous stone statues, the largest of which matching descriptions that had been given of the stone giant. Multiple human skeletons were found, all of them with erupted craniums. The audio log of White Cane's investigation follows. Parker: Some of these statues look a mite unstable. Watch that you don't topple any of them. Oh crikey, look at the maw on that one. Dustenhauer: Ha! Get a load of this, Simon. Looks like my mother-in-law. Parker: Simon, you've got the deep gear. I'm going to need you to probe the monolith's gob. Dustenhauer: Leave no stone unturned and all that. Simon steps inside the portal and falls into the interior darkness, disappearing from view. Parker: Pig's arse! Simon's battle arena just carked it. Dustenhauer: Did you just say pig's arse? At that moment, Simon materialized within Dustenhauer's mouth, shattering his skull. Simon was DOA. Parker alone made the hike back to the rendezvous point, whereupon he was extracted by Authority personnel and returned to Site-057. During debriefing, he remarked that he will, quote, never be able to say pig's arse ever again, unquote. Experiment Logs. Experiments 1 through 36. Log 048-01. Tested Object: A smooth river stone, approximately 25 mm in diameter. Encoder, Reciter, CSD-20354. Phrase: Test, test, test. The object was placed in the mouth of RPC-048. Once it disappeared from view, CSD-20354 spoke the predetermined code phrase, encoding the object. CSD-20354 was then directed to repeat the phrase. Upon resuscitation, the object materialized within CSD-20354's mouth and was expectorated without incident. Log 048-02. Log 048-03. Log 048-04. Tested Object: 1 live mouse. Encoder, Reciter, CSD-20354. Phrase: Test, test, test. The mouse was lightly sedated, and placed within RPC-048, whereupon it was successfully encoded. After reciting the code phrase, CSD-20354 expectorated a dead mouse. Note: even if we manage to get around the problem with exploding people's heads, it looks like transportation of personnel is out of the question. Log 048-05 Object lost. Log 048-06 Log 048-07 Log 048-08 Object lost. Tested object: 1 US dollar piece. Encoder: Reciter: CSD-20354. Phrase: Test, test, test. Upon recitation of the code phrase, the object did not return. Note: this is the second time it's happened. Does it just not work every time? Log 048-09 Log 048-10 Tested object: 1 protein ration bar, fragmented to prevent choking. Encoder: Reciter: CSD-20354. Phrase: Test, test, test. Upon recitation of the code phrase, the object successfully materialized within CSD-20354's mouth, whereupon it was consumed with minimal incident. Note: this is definitely a potential asset to agents in the field. Additionally, I now believe this process is safe enough to personally test. Log 048-11 Log 048-12 Log 048-13 Object lost. Log 048-14 Log 048-15 Log 048-16 Log 048-17 Object lost. Log 048-18 Object lost. Log 048-19 Log 048-20 Log 048-21 Object lost. Log 048-22 Object lost. Tested object: 1 plastic spork with the handle broken off. Encoder: Reciter: Dr. Phrase: blah blah whatever. Object failed to materialize. Note: we keep losing objects, and I can't find any sort of pattern to it. I also seem to be running out of expendable trash that I still feel comfortable with having in my mouth. Log 048-23 Log 048-24 Log 048-25 Log 048-26 Object lost. Log 048-27 Log 048-28 Log 048-29 Object lost. Tested object: 1 tripod-mounted halogen lamp. Encoder: Dr. Reciter: CSD-20354. Phrase: oh god damn it, get it out. While being installed next to RPC-048, a halogen lamp was accidentally knocked over into the portal and was subsequently pulled inside. The object appeared to have been successfully encoded after Dr. made a panicked exclamation. Upon much deliberation, CSD-20354 was declared expendable and commanded to utter the code phrase. After CSD-20354 recited the phrase, the object failed to materialize. Note: looks like we dodged a bullet with that one. Thank God it doesn't work every time. Log 048-30 Log 048-31 Object lost. Log 048-32 Tested object: 1 unwrapped lozenge. Encoder: Dr. Reciter: Secretary. Phrase: Test 048-32. After encoding the object, Dr. sent a message requesting recitation of the code to his secretary, who was currently at site over 3,200 kilometers away. Approximately 10 seconds later, she sent a message back, asking why she had just almost inhaled a lozenge. Note: I didn't see that coming. I was under the impression that recitation only worked within the encoding zone. I think we can safely assume that all lost objects simply materialized in the mouths of unfortunate non-participants who said the wrong thing at the wrong time. I'm ordering that all tested objects be encoded with long strings of gibberish. Log 048-33 Log 048-34 Log 048-35 Log 048-36 Tested object: 1 miniature unmanned probe, equipped with 1 camera, 1 thermometer, 1 barometer, 1 radiation detector, 4 directional microphones, encoder. Technician. Reciter: Dr. Phrase: ants in my pants, dance dance dance. The probe was prepared, and placed in the mouth of RPC-048 prematurely before an official experiment code was established. After 6 seconds of silence, hastily spoke the code phrase, and the experiment continued. Contact with the probe was lost upon its encoding. After 10 minutes elapsed, the code phrase was uttered once more by Dr. The probe materialized in Dr. mouth, unharmed. Playback of the probe's memory revealed negative readouts on all instruments for 10 minutes. After the 10-minute mark, Dr. recitation of the phrase, ants in my pants, dance dance dance, was registered in all 4 directional microphones at approximately 120 decibels before playback showed a normal readout of the inside of Dr. mouth. Note: it seems that, wherever it's going, time still elapses there. I think we now have a pretty good idea of what this thing is and what it can do. It's time to submit a formal report. Maybe the boys can do something with this.